So the bonnet release catch on this 2012 VW Beetle wouldn't open from inside the door here. That's just so hard to pull. And I don't want to break out on there because it's just plastic. I'll have to take this handle off and have a look. That's your panel that's up against the door like that, up against the door frame. This bit here, this is bolted to the car like that behind here. Your bonnet release catch cable goes in there like that, and this handle goes on there. So the way how you get this handle off, there's a little clip. Can you see that? And that goes, it slides in. Is it that way? Let me swap hands about. So hold on, let me take this off. You might be able to see better. There's a little slot there for it. Can you see? In the top, a little slot for it there, and then that slots in there, and that stops it from pulling out this way. So what you've got to do, you've got to turn this so it's facing down, and then you get a little pick or a screwdriver and you pull that out at the bottom, that tab, then this, it releases that, then you can get that off. Then you can take this cover off. So how we get this trim panel off here, there's a little screw there behind the panel, the handle, and it'll be covered by this little thingamajig here. There's one up there which is a big one like that, so you just unscrew that with a big flathead screwdriver, and there's like a popper at the bottom here, and then this, you probably have to take this bottom trim, just pull it up a little bit, and then this should just slot out then, and slot out of there, and then it just pulls out. But that's all that's holding it in, that one and that one up there. And then you can undo this. This has just got a couple of Torx screws holding it onto the body, and then when you put it back on, obviously you just do it in reverse. There's some splines on there which you know, will line up like that, and then you'll put that in there like that, and then put this clip back in then like that. So I'll get it off, pull it down a little bit, get a pick or a screwdriver in there, pull that clip out, and then wiggle that off. That comes off easy peasy when you know how. I've taken it off, but there was no point in taking it off because it don't move. So I will try to pull it and there was just no movement on it. So what I did to start was got a camera up inside here and try to do the catch, but that didn't work. So come underneath, taken this beauty panel off, and then I've got an extra long flathead screwdriver, and from underneath there's like a, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that hook there in the middle? So I've got the flathead screwdriver up that side there, and then just twisted it a bit, and it managed to move it just enough to release it. So then at least I could open it from the top. So now I need to figure out why it's not working. I'll give the mechanism a quick spray with this before I forget. This stuff's like WD-40, but I think it's better than WD-40. This cheaper as well. So the cable feels pretty stiff, but it is moving. I don't know if you can see that when I pull it. So maybe it's just got seized up inside the wrap, or whatever you want to call it, trunking. You see. What I'm going to do now is make sure that this cable isn't pinched anywhere. That's where it comes in there from the bulkhead, runs down the back of here, and that's it there, and it runs along here, and then under here, that's it there. So I'll just make sure that this cable isn't pinched anywhere or damaged. And when I do pull on this, it does move the mechanism under the bonnet, so hopefully this will sort it. I'll just wiggle it a bit, maybe spray some lubricant up in there, maybe. First thing we want to do before we put it all back together is check to make sure that that's working, which it is now. And obviously if your cable had come off somewhere, then you can use this method to get in your bonnet. It might have come off here at the back of this catch, or it might have come off under the bonnet. So hopefully this is going to work now. We'll see. Yes, there we go. That's it, done.